Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. We got FOMC tomorrow, let's prepare sheep style. Now we are expecting some rate hike, okay, 0.25 increase as you guys can see here according to investing.com. All right, FOMC does have a tendency, all right, to trade. It gives it some predictability, all right, some predictability. Usually, the initial data release at 2 p.m. is the fake out, is the trap move, and then the real move comes after Powell speaks or when Powell speaks around 2:30 to 3 p.m. Eastern time. Please keep this in mind. Tomorrow's FOMC, after 2 p.m., I am expecting some big moves. If you go on investing.com, it'll give you the dates of previous FOMC days, right? And if you go check on the SPY chart, there's usually a reversal. If you go check on the SPY chart, look at a 30 to 15 minute chart, and you will see that at 2 o'clock we get a move. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small, but after Powell speaks or when Powell speaks, we get a reversal. Sometimes it's a false breakout, a reversal to the downside. Sometimes it's a false breakdown, and we get a reversal to the upside. But the reversal, the one that comes after 2:30 p.m., that's the one that's usually the real move, and that's the one I want to help you guys catch for tomorrow using price action analysis. That's the blueprint. Okay? Usually the trend is your friend. But FOMC days is the day where you do want to catch that reversal. All right? And we're going to use the false breakout and the false breakdown setups to do it. All right? 30-minute chart, you guys can see here. We hit a new high. Didn't get a close above the new high, but we did hit a new high intraday. Okay? Finally cleared that 455 level. In my last video, I mentioned you want to look to long level-to-level style above 455. Okay, level to level, no greed. Everything is noise until FOMC tomorrow. Okay, you can see how this 455 level, yellow line right here, served as a sell zone, selling pressure, and then we finally broke out today, hit the next level, fib level, around 456.6s, and then we tested it as a support in the aftermarket so far. Okay, so the bullish setup and the bearish setups are pretty straightforward from here. Okay, if SPY wants new high, it needs to clear 456.6. That would trigger longs or calls to put 458 and 460 in play. Okay, look at the blue lines here. I'm just using previous pivot highs and pivot lows, okay, where there was selling pressure, buying pressure, where we got market reaction. That's how I'm looking for these higher levels. So a 456.6 clear, that's a fib level. 458, 460, and 462 would be in play. 462 was a pivot high back last year on March 29th, where we had strong selling pressure, and that pressure was so strong it led to a very, very strong move to the downside from 462 going as low as 362, $100 move from this level. So I would definitely watch that as a resistant level. Okay, remember, bull case 456.6, 458, 460 and 462 are the upper levels. Okay, if that clear above 462, 463.5, 465.5, 468.3, and 470.5 would be in play. Next, you can see a pivot high right here. You can add that to the chart, and that pivot high is around 473. Okay, those are my upside levels, and it's important that I give you these levels because if SPY's initial move is to the upside, I mean, you can play that without greed. But if you're trying to catch the reversal, the false breakout setup, I'm trying to give you guys these levels so you know when the false breakout happens. I recommend, what I do is I use a 15 to 30 minute chart to catch the false breakouts and the false breakdowns. Okay, so if it clears one of these levels, it closes above on a 30-minute chart, and then later closes back below those levels on a 30-minute chart, that's a false breakout. That's when you want to look to short. And watch the timing. It usually happens when Powell speaks or after he's done speaking, okay? Now that's those are the levels to the upside. In case we get a false breakout set up to the upside with the initial move being bullish, please add these levels to your chart so you know when to play the false breakout. Now, as far as the levels to the downside, of course, I got 455, 453.5, that's a fib level. 451.7, another fib level. 450, 448.5, and 447. All right, if the market breaks down the support level and then it tries to recapture, that's a false breakdown. You want to try to catch that, play that reversal when Powell speaks or after he speaks. Use the price action to guide you with those levels that I just gave you. Okay, if 447 fails, we could drop down to 445.5 and 444. That was a pivot high back in June high, guys. Add these levels to your charts. Tomorrow, play the false breakouts and the false breakdown setup. Catch that reversal. Tomorrow, be a reversal trader. Play the trap. Why? Because FOMC is known to be trappy, and it has a tendency greater than 50 to 60% of having a reversal, with the initial move being the fake one. All right? So I hope my levels are able to help you guys out tomorrow, okay? Now, QQQ managed to clear this 379 level that I mentioned, but it went right to the 380.5-ish level, a few cents shy of it. That's my 1.5 fib level, and we got a rejection from there. Ooh, I moved it. We got a rejection from there. All right, so obviously the bull case for tomorrow, it needs to clear 380.5 with 382, 383.5, 385, 386.7-ish, and 388 above, okay? Now I'm giving you, like I said, I'm also giving you these levels so you can play the false breakout. So please, but the potential false breakout, so please add them to your chart. Now support is at 377 to 376.5 zone with 375.6 below that. And then 374. And then there's a gap at 372.8. It's also a fib level. And below that is 370 to 369.5 level. There's a gap at 368 and a fib level at 367. And below that is 365.2. Please add these levels to your charts in case we get some trappy action tomorrow. Dow Jones, I mentioned to look to long above 353 with 355.7 in play. It only managed to get to 355. $2 move. That's not too bad. Unfortunately, it didn't hit the level. However, setup for tomorrow, resistant is 355.7 still with 359.3 above that. Maybe if I zoom to the left, I can find a pivot high. Here's a pivot high where we had strong selling pressure, a sell zone. This was back in February 9th of last year till 358. So if 355.7 clear, we got 358, then 359.3 above that, okay? Now support is at 353. If 353 fails, you can look to short with 351, 349, 346.5, a pivot high here at 345.6, and then 342.5 below. There's a gap around there. Okay, you can play it traditionally. All right, before FOMC, watching those breakdowns of support, breakouts of resistance. But like I said, FOMC tomorrow. Watch for the trap moves. Add these levels to your charts. Watch for that false breakout or false breakdown. All right, and IWM could not clear that 195 resistance level. Got pretty close to my 196.5 level. All right, if those levels clear, I got 198.4, 200.6, and 203.4 above. Watch for the false breakouts using those levels as well. Now support is at 193.8, 192.7, 191.4, and there's a gap at 189.7 with 187.2 below that. All right. Tesla. We got a dark cloud candle here on Tesla. We had a beautiful trade setup for Tesla in these last couple of days on the Discord. However, that's the past now. Now we got to think about the future, and we have a dark cloud candle here. After a big drop, Monday, Tesla decided to take a break from that drop and, give us a nice pop. but today it gapped up, then closed below. Dark cloud candle, usually a reversal, a bearish reversal setup here, but the confirmation would be a breakdown of 265 and 263. Listen to me, 265, 263 failed. Look to short play at level to level with 259, 254.5, and possibly down to 252.6 and 249.2 below that. Okay, guys, look to short when these support levels fail. Now, like I said, around FOMC time, watch out for any potential reversal using those same levels that I give you. To cancel this bearish setup, 269 must recapture. If 269 recaptured, 273, 275, 277, and the multi-year trend line is now at 280.9-ish. Those levels would be in play only if 273 clears. That'll also cancel the dark cloud bearish candle setup. All right, guys. Apple still need to clear 196 and 198 to be bullish. Excuse me. Above 196 and 198 will put 200, 202, and possibly a new all-time high, possibly up to 208 in play. Okay, like I said and been saying for all year, we need the breakdown of this trend line, which is now at 191. Break down 191 to put 188.4 in play. And if those levels fail, bears take control with 186.5, 182.2, 180, and 176 in play. You guys, we need that breakdown of the triangle of the trend line. Okay, no point in trying to short it if it's not going to give us the momentum we need or the setup we need. You're just going to let theta decay destroy your puts, guys. Trying to call the top. Wait for the pressure, the selling pressure. Okay, had a beautiful trade. I gotta show you that NVDA is like life changing for Uncle Charters. Okay, I wrote here this morning today at 8:35 a.m. Okay, this is for tier 2 and tier 3 members only. NVDA above 449. Above 449 is bullish, but NVDA will need to clear 452 to show follow through and go test those upper targets. Below 449, I wrote is when I would be bearish. Okay, so remember, we're just looking to react, not predict. And look at that. Beautiful. This blue line was the 449 level. There was no reason to get bearish based on the price action. And 452 cleared beautifully right there, and it gave us a nice beautiful move. The high of the day was right 461, 461.8ish. Holy moly. All right, so from here, the next critical fib level is at 454.8ish, and then 452, and then 449 again. Look for false breakdowns levels of these levels, okay, in case we get a reversal. Otherwise, if those levels fail, obviously the next support level would be in play. And the big support level, based on this triangle pattern that I have here, if I go to a 1 hour, we'll look a little more cleaner. But yeah, this triangle pattern here, the breakdown is at 447.8ish. Okay, we recently had a test of it. It bounced. So if it bounced, it should fill to the top of the triangle pattern. Okay, we need confirmation. All right, breakdown of 454, 452, and 449 would obviously cancel it, bring us back down to 447, 446.7 zone. And if that fails, bearish with 440 in play, minimum, probably even lower, down to 434 and 432. Okay, now we are gonna go fill the top of this triangle pattern. Resistant must clear as usual. Must stay above 454. Clear 458 and 459.5 to put 462, 464, 467.6, and 470.5 in play. Fib levels, and like I said, previous pivot highs and lows. Netflix got that critical support level. That's a fib level at 426.4. If that level fails, we could be dropping down to 419, 415, and 411.3-ish. And there is a gap at 408.8-ish. Now, to cancel the bearishness, it needs to recapture 431.5 and 437.5 to put 441.6, 445. The start of the gap is at 448.5. Fib level at 453.3. And then 456.8 in play. Amazon is just basing around this critical support level. It's going to need to recapture 130 to trigger longs. I'll trust the bounce here if it recaptures a resistant level. Okay, so it needs to break above 130. Then I would long it to put 131.6, 134.3, 136 in the top of the rising channel. For tomorrow is now at 138.6. All right, breakdown is still at 128.5. If it drops, guys, if it drops, look to short with 127, 125.8ish, 124, and then down to 121.5 and 120 in play below. Please add those levels to your charts. Google, it managed to get above and gap above that 121 level. A little bit of follow through, but not too much. Today, it closed above my 122.6's fib level. If it can show follow through tomorrow, 123.7 to the 124 zone must clear to put 125.8, 126.6 to 127 zone and 129.5 above that. Okay, stay bullish above 122.6. Now, if you want to get bearish, we need below 121. Give us a false breakout setup. And this could probably be a lower high. Below 121, we short with 119, 117.5 to 118 zone in play, and 115.8 below that. Here is Meta. I have resistance at 298. All right, it's gap above 298 right now. But if it opens below 298 tomorrow, the next support is at 292, 290, and 288. Okay, if those levels fail, 285.5 and 281 would be in play. 281 is a critical level based on this blue trend line that Meta has been riding up for quite some time since December of last year. Okay, a breakdown of 280 would be very bearish for Meta. All right, so like I said, resistance at 298. If it could stay above 298, 300, 304.5 to 305 zone in play, 309.5 to 310, and 315 would be resistant above that. Okay, AMD trying to recapture this bearish flag looking thing. All right, if it can clear 113 tomorrow or stay above 113, I would be long and bullish on AMD with 115. 118.3 previous pivot highs here, 120, and then 122.5 to 123 zone above that. Okay, if it fails to clear 113, I will trust a rejection if 111, 109.5, and 107 fail as support, and we're likely going to head down a lot lower to 103.3 and possibly down to 100. Okay, remember, these are not predictions. These are just price action setups, and I am looking to react tomorrow using these levels and setups. Okay, now before I go, VIX, all right, 14 is still resistant. If it can clear, which it has not, but if it can clear, 15.5 and 17 would be in play. Bearish follow through would be the breakdown of 13.3 to put 12.6 and 11.9 in play still. Okay, not much going on with the VIX, but we'll just look to react tomorrow. I'm sure we'll get some volatility with FOMC tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Okay, guys? Now, let's take a look at some dark pool orders. Dark pool, 455.4 is the level with 1.6 billion in premium. That's a few cents off of my 455 level. So watch that level, Adam, as a dark pool level. Pivot level, above it, bullish, below it, bearish. Here is a SPY, filter for 500K premiums or above. What? 1 month out. What's today's date? Today's the 25th. August 25th. Nothing? Oh. This can't be right. 500K premiums or above. Expiration date 1 month out. September? Really? Am I missing something? All expirations. Okay, not much interest in this. Not guys, there's not much activity going on in the flows for the SPY, and honestly, it's not too surprising because a lot of people probably waiting for FOMC tomorrow. But as far as for all expiration date, this one is the August 3rd one. For puts, they bought it. It's a buy, and they paid the above the ask. Pretty aggressive. August 3rd, 450 strike price for what that's worth. Triple Q. I actually like this new layout for cheddar flow here. Overall bearish. Above the ask for this one, 360 strike price, August 11th. That's pretty aggressive. IWM. Nothing above the ask, but overall bearish. Apple. Nothing above the ask, but overall bearish. Tesla. Okay, we got a couple that's above the asking price. 260 strike price August 4th for puts. 275 strike price July 28th for puts. NVDA. Overall bullish. There is a one for October 10th, 2023. 445 strike price above the ask for puts. For the calls, nothing too aggressive. Netflix. Nothing for Netflix. AMD. Overall bearish. But the one that is above the ask is a call. 115 strike price for August 18th. Am I missing anything? I start getting brain farts by the time I get to this part of the video. VIX. Bullish. Nothing above the ask. It's a GOOG. Bullish. Okay, these activities that you just saw is not much, the quantity of them is not too high. All right, but for what it's worth, that's what I got. That's what Cheddar Flow showed me. Okay, guys? So thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.